Hello everybody, how are you doing? Today is a new day and I have a special guest that I get in touch through Facebook. Ooh la la. I'm with Veronica, how do you spell it? Veronica?
Yes.
Okay, Veronica. Where are you from?
I'm
Veronica.
from Ukraine.
Ukraine. I get in touch with Veronica because apparently she's a really unique traveler. I was like looking through my Facebook and she has some mutual friends between me and her. There's some mutual friends and I went to her profile. I just saw like flags and some countries and I checked that she's traveling like, I don't know how many countries?
13 or 12. I'm not sure also. I lost count.
Amazing. I was like, okay, I have to get in touch with this girl and do an interview. So here we go. So you maybe get some inspirational,
some exclusive information
information about what?
About like tips how to save money, or I don't know, but whatever you will ask me.
Exactly. Okay. Well, you mentioned a lot of interesting things when we were talking, so I will ask you this.
Oh, you prepared questions in your mind?
I'm not sure. I'm always spontaneous. Okay. Let's see. Like, why first did you decide traveling?
I think it was my passion since I was a child, because I was always curious about different countries. So, and I always wanted to do it when I'm young, when I don't have something serious that will hold me, like maybe kids or house. And so I thought it was the perfect time to do it before you're 30 years old. And that's why.
Okay, interesting. Some people, like a lot of people, they prefer basically to work first and then travel. But like you said, you decided to do it because you don't want to get old and like be full with a lot of responsibilities and just decide to do it younger. So after doing it for like, I don't know, more than a year, do you still think it's better to do it younger?
I think that it's the best to do it as young as you can, okay. As early as you can, but still you can do it at any age, because it doesn't matter when you do it until you enjoy it. So I met even like 50 or 70 years old travelers, like 70 years old women who were hiking in Chile, in Patagonia. So then I realized that it's only in our mind that we think, okay, now I'm too old for this, or I'm too young for this. So like just do when you can or do when you want to. Okay,
that's good, but like I want to ask you something like a bit always a frequent question, let's say, among people who want to travel. Like problems usually people have to decide to travel is money. Money like always come into the way. They can't afford to travel, they don't have the money. How did you manage to do it? Like did you save up, did you work while you are traveling, or what was your strategy basically?
I was so yeah, I just saved money. I worked for 2 years before the trip, and I can say I worked hard, but I did the job that I didn't like to do, but I did it mostly for this trip, for the dream that I had. And also I saved everything that I had. Like I sold my furniture.
Really? Wow, okay.
Even I tried to sell my clothes, but nobody wanted them. But anyway, so I try to get as much money as I can, like sell everything and work more. And also another point, that if you want to travel or if you have a goal that you try to achieve, just try to save money. Because I met also many people who were saying, oh, it's amazing you're traveling, I want to do like this, but I can save money because I want to live in a nice apartment and I want to go out every Friday. So usually like they spend a lot of money on alcohol and they spend a lot of money for rent. And at the end of the month they can't save anything. So if you decide to travel, it should be your priority. And make it priority and follow this dream and follow your goals.
I see. Like I think, oh my god. There's almost bird shit on our side. Woo! Surprise, motherfucker! So you're saying that you had to work for 2 years. Around how much did you like saved? Like
at that time, I tried to save 1,000 lira every month.
Okay.
But the rate was higher, so it was like $400 per month, maybe.
$400. Okay.
Almost 3 years ago.
And you traveled for 500 days, if I'm correct, right?
16 months.
16 months, so it's more than a year. And how did you start it? Where did you start it, basically?
The beginning was in Russia, in Moscow.
Okay.
So the idea was to reach Southeast Asia without taking planes. In the beginning there was one plane, but it was necessary because Russia is too big to cross it. You need also maybe 3 months to cross it. So if I don't count one's first plane that I took from Moscow to Siberia, and so then the plan was just go by land and reach Mongolia and China, and then like start visiting all countries like neighboring China. So that was the beginning from Southeast Asia, or from Russia, from Siberia.
Okay, and you went to China, Mongolia, and all those countries?
No, I didn't go to China.
Okay.
But in Mongolia, yes.
Okay, you stayed there, and like also 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, in Mongolia maybe 2 weeks, but just in the capital. Okay. Because it was like low season, it was really cold already, and if it's cold in Mongolia, then it means very cold. Okay. We were also, there was one nice, unique experience in Mongolia. Yeah. On couchsurfing, we found a host that lives in traditional Mongolian house.
Wow. Okay.
It's like I forgot what's the name.
Okay. It's like a kind of a.
Yeah, like a dome. So they put sticks that hold.
I'll put a photo here. You guys see it.
Okay. They put a lot of animal furs. So then like cold air doesn't go inside, so you still have some like warmth inside. But it was so windy, and one night it was impossible to sleep. And we slept on the floor because they almost don't have furniture inside. Because Mongolians, they used to be nomads, so they didn't have a lot of things. They pack and go like backpackers.
Right.
There were, of course, a lot of nice places to visit, like Gobi Desert and some lakes. But because of the weather, because of winter, I thought it's not the best idea, and maybe it's just another reason to come back to Mongolia.
So you stayed in Mongolia in this dome. Then what happened? Like which countries did you fast? Where did you go? Maybe you can tell us.
Okay, after Mongolia, I had to skip China because of some visa problems. So then went to Hong Kong, stayed there for like 2 weeks, and then I got my Philippine visa in Hong Kong, then stayed in Philippines for 1 month, then Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand again, and then from Thailand India, and then from India I went to South America.
South America? Where? Brazil?
Brazil, Argentina and Chile.
Like you basically covered most of the remarkable countries in the world. Like plan, you were telling me your plan was much more bigger, right?
Yeah, my plan.
Can you tell us like what happened?
What happened?
She was planning basically to cover the world and travel around the world. But what happened? What changed that?
I think it was enough for me. And I think that you should travel until you enjoy it, until you're curious about places that you visit. But once it becomes routine, then you need to stop it. So for me, that's what happened. It became a routine for me, and I didn't enjoy it anymore. And every day I woke up and all I wanted was just to stay in bed maybe have some breakfast and tea and come back to bed again and waste time in Facebook and Instagram scrolling. And I didn't care about going out and see
even anything traditional or any
nothing
thing about the country.
So then I realized, okay, like of course I really wanted to visit Bolivia and Peru and many other countries like Colombia and maybe move more north. Those countries still will be there, they will not disappear, and there is always chance to come back and visit them. But if I come back again, I will have more energy and I will have more interest. So I will enjoy it more than if I stayed. It would be like, like turtle moving without any emotions.
Yeah. Like I think you're saying you were homesick.
Yeah, also I was homesick, but homesick not for Ukraine, more for Istanbul.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come back to Istanbul and I was really excited, and every day I imagined how I arrived to the airport, how my parents meet me,
wow.
how
that's really
I go
right?
to Sultanahmet and get to meet.
But why did you come to Istanbul at the first place? This is like nobody knows. You are from Ukraine and
okay.
It doesn't make sense why you are in Istanbul.
It doesn't make sense. Exactly. Of course. Same reason why I came here, because I was curious to live in new environment, totally opposite from Ukraine, and to try to see how life is here, like to see their daily life. I just wanted to try maybe for 6 or 8 months, but then I ended up staying almost 4 years, and I liked it.
Awesome.
So I don't know.
Are you bored from Istanbul or?
Right now, no.
Right now.
But I used to be very bored. Also, when I finished my trip, I was kind of feeling low, because that was what I wanted. I wanted to finish the trip and I wanted to see my parents, but then when it happened, I was like, okay, so now there is no way back. I can't come back to...
Your family is already in Istanbul and...
Yeah, like, okay, I saw them. It's the same as it was 2 years ago. So what I should do? Like, okay, it's boring. And also, everything was like, nothing changed. City was the same, and I felt like I came back to my past or something like. Yeah. And also it felt like my trip didn't exist, that I was just sleeping and it was a dream, and then I woke up and I have the same reality.
Oh, wow. This is like a really deep view of what you are talking about.
So,
okay.
Okay, now I forgot.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But I think it happens like this feeling when you feel like, okay, you were in a dream, in a total dream, and then like you came to your reality. It happens, especially after this, like you experience a routinic kind of a lifestyle, like after a really long time of traveling. Then like you had this feeling, right?
Yeah, because I was not in Istanbul for a long time, and then you come back and you see the same city, same people. Maybe, of course, people changed a bit, but still, even friends already have different life, and they kind of forgot that you exist, because in their mind you are always somewhere far away. So when you say, hi, I'm here, and they say, oh, you came back, nice. And then they continue.
Long time no see.
Yeah, they keep living their life.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you come back, but nobody cares about you. You like don't exist anymore in this world.
Yes, I think I can imagine like what you mean. Like I read a blog, somebody wrote about this in really details. How did they like
very
travel
deep.
for a long, very deep? How did they travel for a long period of time? At the end, they get back home and they felt it's not their home anymore. A lot of things changed, and the people they met, the friends they had before, they're not their friends. They found another friends, and so on.
Yeah, exactly.
It just there's a lot of things change after you travel. This is maybe the consequences of you traveling a lot, but still, I mean, the amount of positive things you have experience, especially you yourself, like going out from
So
your
it
comfort
was.
zone and experiencing different cultures and different countries, seeing all these people around you, and it's crazy. Like it's like for you it happened to be like routinic for after a while. I can't imagine, but like for people who didn't had the chance yet to do it and travel, I think it's an amazing opportunity, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any maybe tips or things that you might be beneficial to people who are like, who, let's say, not beginner travelers who are already traveling, but like there's things that maybe not everybody knows, since you are already experienced in that. Do you have anything, a recommendation or anything you can
new?
say maybe?
For people who are not beginners, it's difficult to find something that you will be surprised, because now in internet you can find every kind of information about all countries, about visa requirements, about transportation prices, hitchhiking. Even there are some websites that show you where is the best spot to wait for a car. I don't know what I can recommend that would be so special, but like hitchhiking, couch surfing, cooking at home.
Cooking, yeah. Like food expenses usually is really high when you are traveling, and you were telling me about some information about it. Like, what's your experience on that?
About cooking?
About like food in general, food expenses, like ways to minimize your cooking cost, or things you have experienced. Like, tell us a story maybe, like you had did or come through before.
So tips how to minimize spending on food is obviously to cook your own food and buy your own food in supermarket. And what happened to me? For example, many people are afraid that they will get food poisoning in Asia or in India, and I think it's not. Of course, it can be, because you don't have.
Like it's not clean enough, you mean?
Yeah, because many people are scared to travel because they say, "Oh my God, I will get disease, or I will spend the whole day in bed." Or they see food and they don't want to buy it because they're not sure about reactions of their body. Many people like this were in Europe, mostly. I mean, in Asia. In Asia, yeah. But I think it's also, food is one of the things that you have to experience if you travel. It has the same level of importance as maybe some touristic places.
I think it's even more important for me since I'm studying that.
Yeah.
Like.
So I put it on the same level as tourist places, as some like music or traditional dances, and then also like food is the same for me. If I go somewhere, that's what I want to experience. I want to try their foods and drinks, and to see some nice places, and to see their way of life, and maybe like to understand how they look at the world, how they see it, what they can show us from their side of view.
Okay, sounds all good. I think that's it, right? Do you want to add anything?
As a conclusion.
As a conclusion, yeah.
Traveling is amazing experience for everyone, and it teaches you a lot of things. Maybe even it teaches you more than school or university. And as I read somewhere that like 1 year traveling, 1 year being outside of your own country is equal to 2 or 5 years.
Years of school education.
No, like it was correct. 1 year of traveling is the same as like 2 years at home.
At home.
Yeah, because things that happen with you during 1 year when you travel, it's usually more.
I had
like
also this saying.
You experience more of things that doesn't happen to you when you're just living in one place.
Yeah, I heard also like a quote or something like that, that if you the amount you travel, like let's say 1 year of traveling, is like you read 3-4 books, something like that. is even better sometimes from reading books and do experience it like in real time instead of reading a book about it or something like that. You learn better, basically.
Yeah, you learn about the world, and then you get rid of your stereotypes about the world, and then you see that people are friendly everywhere. You're not scared of people anymore. You understand that like world is amazing. It's a very friendly place to live in, and you also learn a lot about yourself. Maybe sometimes you learn not something good, like it happened to me also. I realized that I'm not so, because when I experienced kindness from people who just met me an hour ago, and they were doing such an amazing things to me. So I thought, wow, they have really huge heart and they're very kind. And I realized that, okay, now I understand I'm not like that. So sometimes you also learn something bad about yourself, but there is always a way to change, so you always can become better person. So I think it's amazing.
Wow, thoughtful, very thoughtful of you.
Okay.
A lot of deep stuff. Okay, at the end I would like really to thank you so much for your contribution in my interview, and of course your tips and experience to share with everybody. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you enjoy it, let us know in the comments below and give us what you like to also know about traveling. What do you think of her experience? I will put maybe your Instagram.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah, your Instagram, you can check it, check
stories.
her profile, check her photos, what she have been through. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll do a lot of things like that, videos like that in the future. At the end, thank you so much, and I'll see you again. Thank you, Veronica. Veronica.
You're welcome. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.